Let's talk a little bit about color. So let's create a new project. Custom file will be fine. Create a file, and yeah. So the color selection is mainly used in combination with the shape. So basically, the surrounding of the shape, the feel of that specific color of that shape. So for example, let me quickly draw some shape. Okay, so shape here, shape here, shape here. So if you do not choose color, if you look at here, it's like a default black, white color, so you won't be able to see what's being filled inside. But if you say, let me just change that to circle, right now, still nothing inside. But what if you change the color here? Okay, you change that to say red. Okay, then the selected shape will be automatically filled with that color. So as you guys can see, you can draw all sort of shape and will have a fill color. And then let's change another. Okay, and then I can change the surrounding line of that specific shape. So for example, let me choose a blue. Okay, so still got a really subtle blue line here. Okay, I don't know whether you guys can see it or not, but yeah. So if I draw another, as long as it's pretty small, you can see it's a blue line. Okay, it's blue line with some red inside. Okay, and then we can, of course, we can switch it, and we can change something even more interesting. So for example, I can change that to selection tool and select it and then choose the color. Okay, and select it, choose the color. Right, really interesting, right? So we can also change to gradient. Okay, let me just make it even bigger so you guys can see more clearly. Okay, so really big one, and let's just get rid of everything else. I think let's just get rid of all that, or maybe I would just like undo everything, or just create a completely new file. It doesn't really matter. Of course, you can make it another layer, and you can just delete everything here. Okay, also works pretty nicely. But we did not cover the layer yet, so let's just go with the traditional method. I just want to quickly go through things and doing that step by step. Okay, so let's add a shape that can be demonstrated about color. Okay, so for example, let's change a solid color from solid color to gradient. Okay, and here comes to things very interesting. You can click it here, and then you can see we got this gradient from a specific color to a specific color. Okay, and this gradient can be changed. So for example, I can change from one color to another, and then what I'm going to do is to change the gradient here. Okay, we can change the sort of like a percentage of at which percentage the gradient will be here, at which kind of percentage gradient will be another place. Okay, so for example, get lot of red here, and gradually, like swiftly change to yellow, or we can make it gradually change. Okay, that really doesn't really matter. You can customize all of it. Okay, you can even rotate it, and of course you can change the shape of the gradient. You can got like the wheel shape, and then you got the center point, and you can change the size, and you can even change the shape and rotate. Okay, it's really fun to just try things out. Okay, and then of course you can change the gradient like this, start from one place to another. Okay, and you can change the it's sort of like a sun that got less radiance, more or less, something like that. Change it, make it more, so this will be less. Yeah, really fun to just practice this. And what is more, if you choose a specific gradient, okay, let me just choose a specific gradient. So let me just choose a maybe this color. Okay, and then let me add in a little bit and decrease this a little bit. Okay, once you choose this, and then you can add another whatever shape. Okay, so for example, I can just make it smaller. I can add another shape. Sorry, it's selection. Yeah, sorry, I should like undo this. Make it smaller, and I can do whatever shape, and this shape will can still have the gradients, but we have to change the setting a tiny little bit. So basically, if you choose the setting, the gradient setting like this, you won't be able to continue to generate gradient shape. But you can do something like this, okay? So for example, I can choose this gradient and choose from a, say, blue, like a dark blue, okay, a light blue, all the way to, say, yellowish, greenish. Okay, I love this. I use this as a animation in my coding tutorial. So yeah, if you're interested, you can check it out. Okay, let me just make it more interesting. Okay, and then I can choose another, say, star. I can also draw this and still have that kind of gradient. I can draw all sort of shape that can have that kind of gradient. The circle will have this gradient, and say the rectangle will have that gradient. Okay, so if you choose this gradient, I believe you won't be able to do it because this gradient requires you to do a lot of customization. And then if you choose another, I believe we would just go back to like normal, right? So it's this thing, tiny little thing that you have to keep in mind. And what is more, let me just get rid of everything and create a new file. And remember, the color selector apply to all sort of shape, even the customized shape. Okay, so for example, I got a say red, and I can use, say, pen to draw a shape that will be filled with a specific color. Let's try a gradient as well. So we got this gradient, and I can draw a shape that can also have a gradient. That's brilliant, right? So especially, say, if you like designing a logo or something like that, you got like really interesting, like wavy one, and then you can close it. Yeah, got gradient automatically fill that for you, and then you can later use the like selection, the whole selection to change the shape or tiny a little bit. So for example, I want this part to go up a little bit and rotate a little bit, something like that. Okay, and yeah, I think that's pretty much all. Thanks, bye.